Hey everybody, welcome back to a loop tutorial. It has been a while and this is an easy way to loop We Don't Talk Anymore by Charlie Puth. Yeah, but first let's start with a really hard version, in case you want to play it exactly like it is on the recording, and then we'll make it easier. Yeah. In fact, let's even do a version where you don't need to know any bar chords. Just because, who knows, it might be you. Let's do it. I'm using the Ditto X4 today and the Boss OC3 as my little octave for my bass lines. But basically how I'd start is I'd build a rhythm channel on one track. And just to get the feel of this song, I'm going to start with a... So lightly strumming the strings and then an accent. So that would be your first part, that sets up the rhythm. And then we're starting with the complicated version, but the complicated version means we're going to play that riff. Okay, and now that's on the second channel. So now we're going to add just that bottom end. And I only have to do one bar of it because I'm on two channels, but we'll get to that later. We're going to accentuate that slap, and after watching a bunch of Ed Sheeran videos doing these reaction videos, now I kind of realize how many more layers he puts in. So let's add another slap on the first channel. Okay, just accents it a little bit more. OC3 on, let's have the bass on the second channel. Okay, and then we're set up basically for the whole song at this point with some stops. We could add in some other parts as well if we wanted to thicken this up. Okay, and this is the point where I say, oh my gosh, this is not in a good key for me to play. Thanks, Charlie. So we're going to rearrange it, but if you want to go back over that section and just learn it as the original is, that's a really good framework for looping this song and getting the... Let's see if I can start these at the same time with no shoes on. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. Sorry. Talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. And that is why we're gonna change the key for me playing it, because after 3 or 4 minutes of me singing in that octave, you're probably going to want to exit this video instead of slapping the like button and saying thanks. I actually appreciated it, and this is something I can use. So let's break this down. We're going to make it simple so that if you're not going to be picking those kind of parts, if you just want to strum the chords, you can do it. If you don't even want to play bar chords, you can do this as well and adjust the song. So I need a capo. So if you want to play this, I'm going to keep that loop there. If you want to play this in open chords, then this first chord becomes now with a capo at the 4th fret. I'm in standard tuning today. Hey, becomes F major 7. If you've been learning that one, you can get away with F major 7. You could even do a kind of interesting version and do a G major 6. Just slide those fingers up, which is first finger at the first fret on the second string, second finger at the second fret on the third string, fourth finger at the third fret on the fourth string. So we could get, and if I just go back to the rhythm, we don't talk anymore, we don't talk anymore, we don't talk anymore like we used to do. So our chords are now F major 7, and again you can play just F if you want, to G, to A minor, to E minor. So hey, no bar chords, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And again, if you want to learn some finger picking, then great, you can add that in. And then the bass, of course, would be F, G, A, and E, keeping it nice and simple. So we'd get, we don't talk anymore, we don't talk anymore, we don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't laugh anymore, what was on the before? We don't talk anymore like we used to do. I just heard you found the one you've been looking. Okay, I added that previous loop in just so that you can see you can use a capo and get away with these chords to build the loop if you wish to. And then adjust the key to suit your voice and vocals. I changed the key to the key of C, and I'm gonna leave the rhythm section the same, which means we've got that on the strings there, strumming, muted with your left hand, and then I'm just hitting the bridge for those 4 beats to get the bass underneath it. And we accented the slap as well. You don't have to put all of those in there. You could just go as your rhythm to keep it really, really simple, which also works quite nicely. So, but let's just change it. And I've gone to like a Merle Travis picking pattern. Now we're changing the chords as well. So let's just get rid of that. Chords now for my voice and my vocal range: C, D, E, and B minor sit really nicely, and this kind of becomes a little bit more of a laid back version using this picking style. So we've got our rhythm in, and that's what we're going to get for this part. So ready, recording. And we want that bass in there as well. Okay, cool. We don't talk anymore. Much better. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't laugh anymore. What was on the before? We don't talk anymore like we used to do. I just found you found the one you've been looking for. I wish I would have known it wasn't me. So there's I don't need to play anything. I've got a nice loop as the bed happening, but there's a few things that are nice to add in, and that is doing a stop. Let's just go from the end of it. I overdosed, should've known your love was a game. Now I can't get you out of my brain. Oh, it's such a shame that we don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't laugh anymore. what was on it before. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. Okay, and just for those parts, I'm using the caged system. That's a little system you can look up on finding different positions to play the same chord. So still playing C, which is an E-shaped bar chord at the 8th fret. I'm playing D, same chords. Another E-shaped bar chord. But I'm just playing, if you notice, my first finger barring those two, and my second finger on the 3rd string, 1 fret higher. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like. And this is an E minor. It's now an A minor shape at the 7th fret. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. And another E minor shape, which is B minor. If this all sounds confusing, you can just watch what my fingers are doing. This is at the 7th fret also, and I'm just playing this live over top of the chords because I've got everything in my loop that I really can just relax for this song, which is really nice. One last thing that I find super fun on a tune like this that fundamentally is the same the whole way through. If you want to pick really fine details, then leading up to the chorus, it actually doesn't go to that 4th chord. It stays on, if you're in the original key, the C sharp minor, twice as long. And if you're in this new key, because it's better vocally for you, of C or wherever you are, then it would be the E minor stays there the whole time leading up to the chorus. I overdosed, should have known your love was a game. Now I can't get you out of my brain. Oh, it's such a shame that we don't talk anymore. Okay, so just in case you wanted to, you know, get into the details. But one thing that's super fun, and I really like doing it on a Sunday afternoon jam session, is playing around with learning the melody and doing a verse or a jam section with your nice loop. Maybe a little delay on your guitar just for a bit of love, and it sounds nice, let's be honest. And then playing through the melody. So it would be something like this. Okay, so I promised at the start I would break this down how I would do it if I was looping with just a single loop channel, something like the RC1, the RC3, the Ditto, the single pedal, any of those single loop pedals. I would actually play the chords first, because otherwise you're sitting there for quite a long time. And again, you can do this, but I think it sounds a little odd for your audience if you're in your head going, we don't talk anymore, we don't talk anymore. Because that's how long we have with the loop just going over, and then we'd overdub. So that's in. I would probably put bass at this point. Hang on, I totally got distracted. This is what I would not do. I mean, it works, right? But I would play the chords first. So I would just lock into that groove. But in saying that, so now I'm an overdub, and I would overdub that rhythm. I would would lock into whatever you're most consistent with. Then add the bass. And then add, but this could be added later in the song. And typically I would be singing through all this. So that last one is a really good, when you're building loops, if you want to shorten the amount of time that you're building loops, provided you're not getting feedback and your guitar is really separate. Without this little feedback buster that I normally have in my guitar, it does pick up my singing and it puts a muffled version of my singing through the guitar channel. So it doesn't work so well, but for example, if you wanted, you could build this entirely singing over top of it. So we don't talk any, I'm gonna record on anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't laugh anymore. Now overdubbing, what was all of it for? We don't talk anymore like we used to do. Well, I just heard you found. It's a great way to shorten your loop builds, and be aware if you're in a noisy venue this won't work so well, but I hope that some of these ideas you find useful, and you can take this away literally today and add it to, learn the lyrics, learn the lines, learn some little solo ideas perhaps, and add a new song to your repertoire. So I hope you have fun with it. This is like a speed version of looping We Don't Talk Anymore by Charlie Puth and is it Selena Gomez? Selena Gomez? Yeah. Ciao.